Oh, I'm full. These movies filled me up now.
Yeah, we opened up. We had our cans opener. We opened up a good fresh cans of movie goodness, and you know what? We ate at the buffet. Hello and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please do not forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And today we got a lot to get through. We usually have been doing a lot more reviews recently. We haven't really talked about like certain hot takes or like movie news, but honestly, this week in May, we've been eating today as movie fans.
We ate as movie fans. We were served a whole platter.
We got that buffet going.
Yes. And we want to talk about all of that.
Yes, we do. And part of those topics include the YouTube CEO talking about Emmy, like chances for YouTube creators. You know, like, is that possible? Is that a thing that we should welcome with YouTube content creators and potentially other online content creators being involved in that, prestigious award territory?
Yeah.
We'll share our thoughts on that, along with MegaFLOPolis, everything that's going on there. Shogun coming out with a Season 2 and also Season 3. Dune Prophecy teaser drops, along with another Acolyte trailer, and it looks very, very promising. And cans. We got cans going on as well. And so much more. So, yeah, hey, buckle up. Join us here on the Cassette Take podcast, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. And here we go, YouTube CEO.
Yes, I'm super excited about this one because Ethan and I are both, we love to create. We're both creators. And so to hear about what's going on and what YouTube CEO is saying, I'm very excited because they recently kind of came out and talked about maybe having the Emmys create a category for creators.
Yes, and you know, especially in this interesting time of film and television distribution, with Tubi and like all these fast channels and all that, getting all these independent films, for all these people that would try to go to these bigger studios and bigger distributors. You know, it's just, there's so much out there. It might as well be a YouTube at this point. Like, it's practically the equivalent. It runs the same way as YouTube. You know, a video on demand service that, you know, thrives on advertising. You know, it's just maybe there's a little more of an exclusive process to, you know, see if your content is approved. Of course, it has to go through quality control of YouTube. Obviously, it doesn't. But I honestly am of the opinion that YouTube creators, if they meet those guidelines for, you know, an Emmy nomination or qualifying to be considered for an Emmy nomination, yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people watch YouTube on television.
Yeah, I think, well, there was a recent Colin and Samir podcast episode where they talked about Wesley Wing and Nothing Except Everything. He created a little short film and got recognized by, who was it again? A famous director.
Oh, Darren Aronofsky.
Yes, he got recognized by Darren Aronofsky. And that just shows you what the YouTube landscape is. Like, you're not dealing with studios and all that. Like, you can create whatever you want, and it can be as big as you want it to be. And so I think allowing more creative formats into the Emmys would be really cool.
Yeah, and it just really includes more people into this industry that is so hard to break into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the 90s kind of really democratized, early 2000s really democratized filmmaking with digital, and, you know, YouTube really helped democratize just content creation as well. So just that all building and culminating together, that I feel like this is a very reasonable next step in film innovation to involve the next generation of filmmakers. I mean, Joel Haver, we've talked about him before. It was a really good example of bringing film to YouTube, like just feature-length films that, you know, of course aren't like the biggest budget films, but they are, in regards to content, you know, they're well put together and they have fun making them. A lot of other films that we see in theaters and on the bigger distributing platforms it's the same thing, you know? The only difference really is the fact that it's on YouTube. And when someone hears that, like a big studio head hears that, they're like, it's some sort of stigma. They're like, no, we don't do that here, you know? And it's frustrating for a lot of filmmakers out there. It's like, what do you want us to do? So you have a situation like, what do you say?
Wesley Wing.
Yeah, Wesley Wing, who comes out and just wasn't getting picked up anywhere. And he just puts it out on YouTube, and he's found by Darren Aronofsky. So, you know, that little short could have been picked up for something, you know, like for like an award-winning Emmy or Oscar, like if it was to be a short. I mean, I don't know. There's no clarification in regards to what YouTube would, you know, really be in this space. And is it TV? Is it like a movie streaming platform? It's all of those things. So why wouldn't it be included in any of these, you know, prestigious award ceremonies?
Yeah, and there's so much power behind YouTube. I love YouTube. I'm like a YouTube connoisseur. I think it's so amazing what people are able to do. Like, of course, you have Mr. Beast, who makes so many videos, but even like other YouTubers like Michelle Carre, who does the Challenge Accepted videos, like that could be Emmy nominated. It should be, by the way. Or if you even look at other creators like Quentin Brunson, who was from BuzzFeed and went into TV with Abbott Elementary, which is amazing. Love it. And so I think it kind of allows more creators different ways. Like, this is a different avenue, of course. Like,
right.
YouTube is very different, and it's like the Wild West. But now you're opening it up, and you get more creators to put stuff out there.
Yeah, it's becoming less like the Wild West now with basically you can't really succeed on YouTube unless you really follow that algorithm that everyone's always chasing, and it's constantly changing. And now it's running as well with like who gets advertisers. It basically feels like just television now.
Yeah.
You know, like running on advertisers, you are, you know, limiting who's really being seen on your platform. And I mean, it's like seriously, I don't really see a difference between this and say Tubi, where people make movies for $5 in their backyard and they just put it on there. Of course, it's got to go through certain quality control aspects, but still, you know, there's not too much of a difference there.
Yeah. I'm excited. It'll be super cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it happens. And honestly, I think it will. I'm 95% sure it will happen within the next 5 to 10 years.
Crossing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but hey, what do you guys think about this whole thing with the YouTube CEO coming out and wanting this whole idea of YouTube content creators being eligible for Emmys? I mean, I see no problem with it. I think it's the next big step in film and television innovation. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it should happen, shouldn't happen? Do you just want an Emmy and call it a night, you know, and for making
Take me home.
you know, and for not doing anything? I mean, that works too. Whatever you're thinking, let us know in the comments down below, and let us know your takes on our tapes. So with that, we are moving on to Shogun Season 2 and Season 3.
Oh, we very much disagree on this one, don't we?
Well, I don't know. Last time we talked about it, I was a little bit of a stick in the mud about, you know.
Oh.
But I've kind of come around.
Are you changing your mind, Ethan?
All right, so give you all context here. Obviously, Shogun, if you haven't heard, they announced that is being renewed for a Season 2 and a Season 3. So I was actually just, you know, hearing about a Season 2, like kind of going through everyone's thought process and thinking, oh yeah, they should do it. They should do it. And I was kind of more of the thought that, hey, it's done.
Yeah.
We covered the book. It was a great story, and I kind of like a good bookend to it. You know, it's done. We had our fun. Let's tell another story with different characters and something else, like in another project, and invest in that. Then, you know, I thought about it a little more, and
You've come to the dark side. Welcome.
I would say it's a dark side, but you do have cookies.
Yeah. We love Shogun, though. Me
Yeah.
and you both really loved this. And afterwards, Ethan was like, I don't want a season 2. And I'm like, bring it. I want a season 2. I want to see these characters again and this story again. And I was so excited when I heard about season 2. I'm just hearing about season 3, by the way. I did not know this was a thing.
Yeah, it's a season 2 and season 3. And, you know, again, I came around, I'm just kind of like, you know what? If they have a story to tell,
Mm-hmm.
and if they stay true to the content and characters of the original novel and that same theme and vibe, then, you know what? Why not? Let's go through it. Let's have at it. What do you have to offer? Worst case scenario, you're bad. I don't watch you. We just stick with season 1. It exists.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do you have to lose besides millions of dollars going down the drain for your budget?
I have a question for you. Do you think we're going to follow the same story, or do you think it could be like an anthology thing and be like different time period?
Oh, no. I don't think it's going to be anthology.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, not at all. I think it's going to be, we're focusing on, oh, shoot, what's his name?
Cosmo Jarvis character?
Well, him and the guy that, you know, eventually kind of becomes a shogun.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to be focusing on those two characters more so than anything else. And it's going to suck that, obviously, spoilers for Shogun.
Yes.
For this next 10-second bit. So feel free to skip. But after, what's her name dies, the main female lead, it's just,
Yeah.
it's like, how do you really proceed with anyone else other than those two characters? Maybe they had someone else, you know, that kind of fills in that void of like the female strength in Japan and all that.
Yeah.
Which I hope they do, because women in Japan, awesome.
He's done.
Don't take that out of context, but they are awesome.
You know what's funny? The creators of Shogun kind of seemed iffy at the beginning when people were asking about a season 2, but now they're like, yeah, like we're ready for it. So it makes me confident that they do have a story, because I'm in agreement. If they don't have a story, please don't do it. But if you do, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, and I think as long as you have Toranaga and Blackthorn as your main leads to kind of carry over into the next season, then yeah, let's go forward. I'm gonna miss Anna Sawai. Maybe we.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah, maybe we get some flashbacks with her in these seasons. We don't know.
She's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I was kind of listening to her a little bit. She was supposed to go out for the Suicide Squad, the David Ayer one, and unfortunately didn't go out for it. But I'm so glad. Like, she's awesome in this. And then she's also in Monarch, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's in Monarch, which I was, you know, watching those two shows simultaneously without even knowing Anna Sawai was in one or the other. You know, it's like, oh wow, I'm getting like my Anna Sawai time here.
That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, with Shogun season 2 and season 3, there's so much promise here. They obviously have a story, more than one story that they want to tell with both of these seasons. Are you guys excited for it? Do you guys think, like I originally thought, that it should just be one bookend? You know, you covered the source material. That's all you need to do. Let's just move on to something like a new IP and original content. Or are you of the mind that, like, hey, you know, I'm excited for this. I want more. Give me more samurais. Give me more awesome Japanese women doing their thing. And, you know, little seppuku here and there.
Oh, God. All right. Well, our next topic is going to be MegaFLOPolis. I was so excited to say that, by the way.
You were really holding that in.
I was holding that in for a while.
MegaFLOPolis. By Francis Ford Floplow.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so MegaFLOPolis.
Wow, you really ingrained in your vocabulary.
I was like practicing. I was like, okay. Oh, so it was recently.
Sorry,
Stop.
imagining you sitting on your bed, like, kind of like,
MegaFLOPolis. I wrote it down. That's how I took notes on this one. Is how I wrote it down. Mega MegaFLOPolis was recently MegaFLOPolis was recently released at Cannes Film Festival and got reviews for it. And it is not doing great. It's at 46% on Rotten Tomatoes the last time I checked.
But it's not doing bad either. It's like right down the middle.
46%. Oh, yeah.
With how they do the review system.
That is true. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just people are either saying like it's Coppola's culmination of everything he's done in his lifetime and his work. And then some people are saying this is a really big, hot mess. Like, he mistook his creation for pasta and then just put this movie into a boiling bowl of pasta and just kind of like let it sit. And then it spilled all over the place and boom, hot mess.
Well, I'll be honest, Ethan sent me the trailer for this and I'm like, what is this movie? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, by the way, we have not seen it. We were not at Cannes. We don't know, but
sad.
Next time. But based on the trailer and teaser and some of these reviews, like, I don't know what is this movie?
Yeah, it seems kind of, when you sent it to me, I think I called it Amsterdam and something else. Like, it was super weird.
Oh, Civil War.
Civil War. I called it Amsterdam and Civil War because it just felt like those two things. And I don't know. I like the director. I like Adam Driver. But this, if you don't tell me what your movie's about, why should I go see it?
Yeah, like, provide some sort of sense of intrigue outside of, the cast and outside of the fact that Coppola is directing this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're pushing that in your marketing.
Which they're not.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not pushing that. And he's amazing. Like, gave us Godfather 1 and 2. Still waiting for 3. And then gave us Apocalypse Now. And so he's great, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a drive for a lot of people.
Coppola actually created Instagram like midway through the production of this.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
Like to kind of market the movie. I'm just like, I get that you're trying to, catch up with the new world of movie marketing and all that, Francis. And absolutely no disrespect to you at all. But it's like, you can't just be up here like, hi, I'm here on Instagram to promote my movie.
He's the opposite of Ridley Scott now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a lot more ways.
So gosh.
But yeah, I really don't know what to think of this movie. The reviews are all over the place. They're as mixed as the concept of the movie itself, which I'm still trying to figure out. At first, like, the first teaser made it seem like it was about a man who could stop time. And then, like, this most recent trailer that dropped is really all over the map. So I have no idea what's going on. And I really want to see the movie, though, just so I can say I saw it and, like, have an opinion on it.
I'm going to do a hot take right now. I don't think this is picked up by a big distributor. I know we had seen that IMAX is talking about releasing this and showing this in some limited screens, but I don't think this gets picked up.
I think it does, because we've already seen in the foreign distributing worlds that it's been picked up in almost every country in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, in like on that side of the pond, things are rocking for this movie. But for us in America, it's like a lot of people aren't really into experimental stuff. I mean, they're into originality, don't get me wrong, but in America, they're more into originality with a nostalgic traditional base, which I hate to say. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people out there, moviegoers like you and I, that love to see completely original new ideas that tell something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And we seem to find a lot more of those in Europe nowadays and in other countries than, in America, which is sad because America is supposed to be this hot spot for filmmaking. So, maybe we actually do need a MegaFLOPolis something that's going to throw us off our game and be thought-provoking. Which, by the way, that's the thing I've heard across all these reviews, whether it be good or bad, that this movie is intensely thought-provoking.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I know you mentioned A24 could pick it up. It does seem like an A24 kind of thing, but I don't know.
Well, I was thinking A24 at first, but, you know, again, with how they're managing their budget, like, I don't know if they're going to have enough profit to do, to really market, you know, MegaFLOPolis or really put it out there. But I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong there. Half right, half wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, I just feel bad for Adam Driver. I really feel bad for Adam Driver because he just is such a good actor. And he fired his agent after this one.
Really?
And so I feel like he's so good in Marriage Story, and I feel like that should have been their kickoff point. And maybe it's the roles he is getting into or being offered. But I feel so bad because, like, he should be a main draw to this, and he's not. Like, what has he done since Star Wars that's been a main draw? 64? We both were like, 65, yeah. 65. Other, like, yeah, so I just feel bad for Adam Driver.
Yeah, I mean, 65. Oh, I wish I forgot that movie. Like, it just was, there was so much there that could have been, but, you know, there was a lot to like from that movie, but a lot where I'm like, oh, it could have been so much more.
Yeah.
But, you know, overall,
Adam Driver needs a win.
Yeah, he really needs a bigger win.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, what do you guys think about MegaFLOPolis? Do you think this is going to be a movie that surprises a lot of people with how good it is? Or the opposite, where it's going to surprise people with how bad it is? Do you think it's going to be better in the States if it gets a distributor? Is it going to get a distributor? Or if it's going to be better, like, in the foreign markets versus America? Who knows? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments down below and your takes on our tapes. So, with that out of the way, we got a few teasers that dropped in the little sci-fi world of ours, a little sci-fi fantasy.
Yay!
And one of them being Annmarie's borderline namesake, because I'm kind of considering just calling her Dune right now, like with how she does not want to stop talking about Dune. So
I'm sorry, it's just the Dune year. Frank Herbert, bless your soul. I wish you were here with us, but here we are. It's the Dune year.
But we're talking about the Herbert that is with us because...
Oh.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay.
Brian, if you're listening to this, man, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, Dune Prophecy recently released a trailer and came out, and Ethan and I have different opinions on this. Let's just start off by saying Dune Prophecy is actually based off a Brian Herbert book that he wrote. So Frank Herbert wrote 6 original Dune books. Brian Herbert's written 50,000 Dune books. And not to say they're not all bad. I've read a couple of them and they're quite good. But he's really expanded the universe and a lot of people don't like you, Brian. Sorry. And so Dune Prophecy is actually based off one of Brian Herbert's books. Now, when I saw this trailer, I was very excited. I think Dune Prophecy is kind of a cool idea because it talks about the Bene Gesserit, which are like the coolest freaking villains, anti-heroes ever. And I didn't like this trailer.
Yeah, that's really shocked me.
I really felt like it was the Acolyte trailer, the first Star Wars Acolyte trailer. I felt like it was little kiddish. I just felt like there was no sense of urgency. And maybe it's the way the trailer's cut and all that. Because this is a cool idea, of course, kind of giving a backstory to the Bene Gesserit. It might be a good or a bad thing, but we'll see. But I hated this trailer.
Wow. I was not expecting that reaction from you. I actually really... I mean, it's a teaser, and it just gave me the vibe of exactly what I thought it was going to be. And it was actually a lot more colorful, actually, than I thought it was going to be, which was interesting. But I don't know if I agree with you with seeing, like, you know, a childish aspect to it, because I didn't. Is it still, like, is it different than the vibe we got from the movies? Kind of, but not so much so where I'm like, this is not Dune. You know, it still feels like a Dune, you know, connected project. And you know, Mark Strong's in it, and the cast that's in it, I'm like a big fan of. So I mean, we'll have to see. And Denis is still I believe he's an EP on this thing.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's a part of it because I do think it needs help. Like, Dune is such a rich universe. Like, you can do so much. Like, the books span thousands and thousands of years.
Right.
But this just, I don't know what, Ethan, but this looked Inhumans to me. You know, Disney's Inhumans? Yeah, I got that vibe, and it made me kind of sick to my stomach because it's a great cast. I'm really excited for it. I think it's interesting, but, like, there's something so special about Dune, and I'm really worried about this. I don't know. Maybe my hype was too high. Maybe I was thinking, like, Game of Thrones level, like,
I mean, that's the vibe that I got from it.
I did not get that. That's so interesting.
Maybe they're withholding a lot, you know, I don't know.
I hope so, because I know this is talks of coming out this fall, September, August, October. I think that's a good release window for it. But, yeah, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me.
Wow. Well, Annmarie is not a Dune fan anymore. You
No, don't say that.
That's absolutely what the verdict is
I'm
here.
sorry. Please give me Dune Part 3. I really need it.
So, up next.
Do you agree with my takes on Dune Prophecy, or did you agree with Ethan? Did you think Dune Prophecy was actually good?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it just delivered on what I thought it was going to be as a teaser.
Yeah.
That's all.
We'll see.
Yeah, next up, we got another one, The Acolyte. A little teaser from The Acolyte that we got a new one that just dropped today. A little 30-second one.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I really dig this 30-second one. And this is coming off, like you were saying earlier, the first one that we got looking very CW-ish.
Yeah.
Then we got a second one that looked, you know, much better. And before that, we got a stupid preview in The Phantom Menace that was just like this elongated kind of like cool choreography, but there were no stakes because we didn't really know who these characters were other than you're a Jedi, you're someone trying to kill that Jedi. Cool. I had no thoughts or feelings towards any of that. It felt bland in that way. So then you had the second trailer that dropped after that. I thought that looked cool, epic, dark, everything we kind of wanted to see, like with the dark, like with Siths kind of coming back and like kicking butt in the Jedi when they were in their prime in the High Republic. And then we get this little 30-second teaser that really shows like, wow, this thing is really leaning in the direction I wanted it to lean in, where it's like leaning more into that dark kind of almost medieval kind of attitude, like sci-fi medieval attitude. And I love it. I love it. I love it. There's like a Jedi with a whip lightsaber thing, and I'm here for it, man. That looked cool.
I'm really hoping for this one. Star Wars needs a win so bad right now. Kathleen Kennedy needs a win so bad right now. And so I really like what we've been seeing lately from the Acolyte. I think Daphne King's in it. You have Amanda Stenberg. You have so many good actors and actresses. Like, where can you go wrong? But I guess I'm always going to be hesitant with Star Wars now because they messed me up with 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, understandable, and a few other projects.
Oh gosh.
But
I'm having flashbacks.
No.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, so basically the this whole thing with Star Wars right now, The Acolyte was one of those projects that kind of was
one of the originals.
Well, like it was created during this time, and I would say like developed during the Chapek era, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like still going on when Iger took back over, and they were focused more on quality over quantity. So I mean, this is one of those projects that's up in the air. I like anything, I always hope that it's good and that, it's the best it could possibly be, especially as a Star Wars fan. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how this one pans out.
Yeah, crossing my fingers. Otherwise, I'm going to have more flashbacks.
Yeah. So, hey, did you guys see this new Acolyte 30-second teaser that demonstrates a Jedi whip, like a purple lightsaber whip? It's so cool. I'm sure that's a lot.
Ethan's going to get this toy now.
Wouldn't it just be a whip, but like with some neon coloring?
Get on it, Disney.
Get like a radiated whip.
God.
That's going to be involved in a lot of S&M stuff for like Star Wars, interesting Star Wars fans. But anyway, what do you guys think about this, the Acolyte teaser? Did you guys like it? You guys hate it? You still on the fence about it? Do you think that should just be blown up with the Death Star? Let us know in the comments down below and your takes on our tapes. So, another thing that really I'm not too surprised about that happened is Madam Web is the #1 movie on Netflix.
Is this our rapid fire? Yes, Madam Web's #1.
Yeah, so we saw Madam Web when it came out in the theaters. I'm one of the few people that did. And we knew that this was not a good movie.
No.
But we agreed, though, that it was so laughable and enjoyably bad that we kind of almost had a good time with it.
We had such a good time with this movie. I feel so bad for Dakota Johnson, but man, you brought such a fun time in the movie theater for us.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the things I said in our review, go check out our review, by the way, shameless advertising.
Down below.
But one of the things I said in that review was, this is not a movie you should go out and see in the theater. It's absolutely not. It's a movie, though, you should wait for it to come out on Netflix. I specifically said Netflix, by the way, not Disney Plus or anything like that. Netflix. And what happens? It's the #1 movie on Netflix.
We love it.
I called it. Y'all listen to me. I love you people. And listening to your boy, Ethan. So.
Shout out Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this? Well, no, before we move on, quick question.
Yes.
Is Madam Web going to be in Deadpool 3? Yes or no?
I really hope so. I have high expectations for Madam Web being in Deadpool 3. I really think she's going to be in it. I think that's part of the reshoots because they wanted to add that element as well. And I think Sony right now, they're like really trying to recoup all that money they lost. Like, how did this happen? This is such a good movie. No, like, they're trying to recoup all that money they lost. And one of the ways that they could do, I feel like Ryan Reynolds walked into Sony and was just like, hey, Amy, listen, we could, like, help each other out. We can make this a joke and kind of make it a little more valid as of a movie, Madam Web, and have people go back to it so people can, refresh themselves on all the Marvel movies that are involved with Deadpool 3. You get more traction. We get more traction for the jokes. I mean, nothing makes people laugh more than self-deprecating humor.
Oh, I love that. That Ryan Reynolds walks in, he's like, I got you.
Yeah. The only thing that would hold that back is like, some Sony exec being like, no, all our projects are quality and perfection. So we don't want to like make anything that makes us sound like poopy. So,
go back to the editing bay. Leave us alone.
It's so dumb. But I hope we see some Madam Web stuff, especially with it being the #1 movie on Netflix. Maybe that's more of an incentive for Dakota Johnson to be slapped in there, or like, any of them to be slapped in there for Madam Web. Some sort of reference. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Next up, we got X-Men 97. Season 2 is in the editing stage already.
Go check it out. For real, I love X-Men 97. I'm so excited, and I hope this comes out in January. Who knows? We'll see. Because they're working on season 3, I think, and bring it on. I love it. I want to spoil everything. Like, Ethan hasn't watched it, so I'm going to be quiet.
I haven't even watched the original X-Men animation, but I love that theme song. I'll hear it while I work out. It's great. But yeah, I'm excited to actually get a start on it. I was going to watch it this morning, but, I kind of lost track of time. So I'll be on it soon, and maybe you'll hear my thoughts as we go through our little podcast sessions here. But yeah, Annmarie, are you excited especially with the fact that I don't think it's the same showrunner anymore, right? Like there was that whole thing.
No, it's not the same showrunner.
Yeah.
Which it will be interesting about how they handled that. But I'm so confident in this team. X-Men 97 actually adapted one of my least favorite storylines, and it ended up being amazing. Obviously, I'm not saying anything, but let's just say Scott Summers gets his dues. Finally. Let's go.
Well, I have no idea what the hell that means. But, what do you guys think about X-Men 97 Season 2 in the editing stage coming out right now? Are you guys excited for this? Are you guys a little skeptical with the new showrunner? Do you think it's going to be different? Let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. Now, we got cans going on right now, and along with MegaFLOPolis, which was screened, there was Kinds of Kindness, which is Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yes.
I probably butchered that name. Who did Poor Things, and this is his second round with Emma Stone. And we also had Furiosa that was screened at Cannes.
Mm-hmm.
So we had three with MegaFLOPolis, but 2 movies we are talking about now that had really good reception.
Mm-hmm.
The reviews from Kinds of Kindness, very positive, very thought-provoking. And Emma Stone, sorry, my notes. The Furiosa, which is coming out next week.
Yeah, and we will be going to see that, so check out our review in the future.
Yes, it's going to be great. We love our Anya Taylor-Joy. She is wonderful. Chris Hemsworth, awesome.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to say, Emma Stone, congratulations for being one of the best actresses this day and age. Really,
Truly.
Absolutely fantastic. Love you in Poor Things. Congrats on your Oscar win, by the way. I texted her. We're BFFs. And but no, seriously, I love her. I really want to give her her dues that she has gone such a far amount in her acting career, and I'm really interested in Kinds of Kindness. It looks very different, but you know what? I think Emma Stone is just taking on these roles, and I'll see you at the Oscars next year.
You know what's interesting about Kinds of Kindness is the fact that it's the trailers and teasers. I don't know what this movie is about, but the way that it's shot and marketed, it gets me intrigued.
Yeah.
MegaFLOPolis, take notes.
Get back. Edit that trailer again.
Come on, you want MegaFLOPolis, not MegaFLOPolis. Annmarie said it first. Remember that. So, yeah, I mean, outside of that, Kinds of Kindness is getting a lot of positive reception.
Yeah.
Emma Stone, of course. We got Hunter Schafer, I think that's in the movie. And Willem Dafoe, Jesse Plemons. And who else am I missing?
I can't think of anyone, but I'm very excited to go see it.
Stellar cast, and we loved Poor Things.
Yeah.
Especially how it's shot. I saw a teaser from it the other day. That was only a little preview scene that was 30 seconds long, and it's really just Willem Dafoe and Jesse Plemons talking in a room, barely even moving.
I love it.
And the way that it's shot, it's so simple, but it's it kept me engaged, and I don't know why. It was just Willem Dafoe telling me that he's too skinny for 30 seconds.
Get in the gym.
No, he's eat more.
I love it.
So, I don't know. I'm excited for it. And, Annmarie's excited for it. And, Furiosa, we're going to be seeing next week. So, you'll hear our thoughts about that movie after we see it in the good old IMAX theater.
I'm so excited.
So, yeah. What are your thoughts on these 2 movies that were just screened at Cannes? Are you excited? Are you, just so worried that, Poor Things was great and that Fury Road was so great that both of these movies are just going to be a little lackluster because of that?
I would never.
Because all of you are Annmarie. So
we stand together. Ape strong.
And for our final topic of the day, we are here to talk about Fantastic Four.
Yes!
The upcoming Fantastic Four movie, and I'll leave this introduction to the hands of Annmarie, who is a bigger Marvel.
Let me get my paper out. No, I really wanted, I added this to the list at last minute because I'm like, Ethan, we have to talk about this because this cast, oh my gosh. Marvel's like, you know what? We haven't been doing so well lately. We're going to just get everyone. You have Paul Walter Hauser. You just got Natasha Lyonne. Oh my gosh, this movie's going to be so good. I have faith in Marvel. I'm obviously kind of joking right now, but also I really want this movie to do well. And not like a cast is everything. We have seen amazing casts before, House of Gucci, and it fall flat on its face. So, I don't know. It just gets me really excited, though, for it.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly I'm not too familiar with the Fantastic Four, if I'm going to be honest here. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of those old movies years ago when it was on, like, Spike TV or something, or FX on cable years ago. And I don't know, I've never really had too much of an attachment other than I thought Johnny Storm was really cool. And the Thing was just a whole orange juice Hulk.
How dare you?
But after seeing this cast with Paul Walter Hauser being at Natasha Lyonne, and we got, what's his name? John Malkovich. You know, and of course the main crew that we got going. I mean, I am hyped for this movie. And it has the same screenwriter as Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, which makes me even more happy because I really hope this movie leans into the family element. I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. I've read the comic books. I have favorite lines. I have made how many videos about the Fantastic Four? And so I really, really hope that they lean into the family. Franklin Richards. I would love to see Dr. Doom in this. Who knows? But I know we're going to get Galactus. So I'm so pumped.
Yeah, that casting for Galactus.
Yes!
My familiarity with Galactus is just through Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he was on a stage and he just, like, looked super cool.
You have no idea. Just you wait.
But I'm excited for this movie. Like, the team behind it.
Yeah.
You know, it has everything going for it. So if this movie lets me down, I'm not sure what Marvel...
Don't fuck it up, Marvel.
What she said. But yeah, you know, Fantastic Four, we'll see what happens. Are you guys excited for it? Do you like the cast that we've gotten so far? I do. Annmarie does. We all do. So you should too. And our thoughts are your thoughts. No, but you know, hey, let us know your takes on all of our tapes in those comments down below. And with that, Annmarie, I believe that is it for the day.
Oh, I'm full. These movies filled me up now.
Yeah, we had our cans opener. We opened up a good, fresh cans of movie goodness. And you know what? We ate at the buffet.
We definitely did.
I'm not sure why we're opening up cans at a buffet.
Don't worry.
But we are. It's delicious. Love it.
Oh, man.
And with that, thank you for joining us on this episode of Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I've been Ethan.
I'm full.
And that was Annmarie. You guys have a great day, and excited to hear your thoughts. Toodles.